being sought. With Florida's news, I'm Tim Adkins.
It's Ryan. And I'm Dana. Join us Monday morning at 5 on The Ryan Gorman Show.
On News Radio WFLA.
From the O2.com Traffic Center. O2.com, the only business software you will need.
As you drive through St. Pete, you're going to see on northbound 275 at 54th Avenue North, right travel lane blocked off with emergency road repairs. This will last until the morning hours. Also in Plant City, State Road 39, both directions affected with lane closures because of construction between State Road 60 and Holloway Road. And if you happen to be on eastbound I-4 after US 27 in Polk County, left lane shut down for the night as well. Steve Foster, News Radio WFLA.
A warm November weekend is underway. Those temperatures this afternoon warming into the low to mid 80s. Lots of sunshine staying dry with calm winds. Pick day of the weekend. We'll see a few more clouds on Sunday, waking up to temperatures in the mid 60s. It will be a bit muggier, and there's a 10% chance for a stray sprinkle as a very weak cold front moves through. Temperatures will still get into the low 80s Sunday afternoon. Temperatures stay in the mid 80s next week. We'll just see a slight drop in humidity on Monday. I'm Max Defender 8 meteorologist Amanda Holly.
A congresswoman stepping down. I'm Deborah Valentine, Fox News. Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has announced her resignation from Congress. Fox's Kevin Cork reports.
Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene is announcing that she is resigning. Her last day in office will be the 5th of January of next year. And resignation coming after a rather public fallout with President Trump over the Epstein files, foreign policy, and health care. Greene posting a lengthy resignation statement on social media.
Loyalty should be a two-way street, and we should be able to vote our conscience and represent our district's interests because our job title is literally representative.
Recently, President Trump branded Greene, who's been a rep in Georgia since 2021, as a traitor. He said he would endorse a challenger against her next year, which of course doesn't matter now because she won't be running.
Greene, first elected to the House in 2020, she pushed numerous conspiracy theories before her election, suggesting the 2017 mass shooting in Las Vegas was a coordinated attack to spur support for new gun restrictions, and saying the 9/11 attacks were perpetrated by the U.S. government. President Trump and New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani meet face-to-face in the Oval Office on Friday. Here's Fox's Jared Halpern reporting from the White House.
President Trump and New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani, a Democratic socialist, do not see eye to eye on everything. But President Trump says,
you know, we had some interesting conversation, and some of his ideas really have the same ideas that I have.
Mamdani says he wants to work with the president to bring down costs for New Yorkers.
It was a productive meeting focused on a place of shared admiration and love, which is New York City.
The meeting was a major departure from campaign rhetoric. President Trump had described Mamdani as a communist. The mayor-elect had referred to the president as a fascist. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, I'm Benny Jr. with Bartow Ford. Everyone has heard me speak about going the wrong way. But let me be clear. The wrong way means the wrong way of doing business. This includes gimmicks, games, and unfulfilled promises. Tactics you will never ever find at Bartow Ford. For over 73 years, we've been doing business the right way. So on your next purchase, don't go the wrong way. Come to Bartow Ford and see why we're different, and we prove it.
Does the free iHeart app? Farrah and Farrah may send your comments lightning fast. Tap the red light, hit send. Injured, make it a Farrah button. Call Farrah and Farrah now, Tampa.
Thanks, Mr. Sparky.
And pronto.
Hey anglers, the best fishing charters in the Bay Area out of Hubbard's Marina on the boardwalk at Johns Pass. Hubbard's Marina has been catching fish since 1928. They offer everything from family-oriented half-day trips to the more advanced overnight trips. Nobody in the business does big group party fishing like Hubbard's Marina. They also have a great tackle store that can provide live bait and tackle to fish from their boats or from Johns Pass Bridge. So for the best cheeseburger on the Gulf, book your trip today at 727-393-1947 or go to hubbardsmarina.com.
The following is a commercial program paid for by Real Animals Fishing. The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of WFLA AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
Welcome to the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show, your weekly voyage into Florida fishing. Presented by Hubbard's Marina, hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Good morning, Tampa Bay, 970 WFLA. Talking fishing, going to be here until 8 o'clock.
Unfortunately, only till 8 o'clock.
We have a very special guest in studio this morning, and it can only mean one thing. He is our legendary friend, Captain Bill Miller, joining us this morning, and that can only mean that it is...
Fishing for Hope Saturday.
Fishing for Hope. How are you, my friend?
Glad to be here once a year with you guys.
Good to see you.
Celebrate all the good things Tampa Bay has, but we also celebrate the spirit of Tampa Bay.
Yeah, no doubt.
They come together, and we hope we can bring a lot of food to Metropolitan Ministry Holiday Tent today, and hope everybody listening will come out and join us.
Yeah, and then some, for sure. So, phone lines are open here, 1-800-969-9352. The great Jason Behringer on the other side here. Again, we'll be talking a lot about our Fishing for Hope event. I want to put a big shout out before we get a weather update here from D-Hubs. I want to put a big shout out to Old Salt's Pro Marine Performance Center over there on Bay Pines as well. Jim Nassett and the good people over there. A lot of help this year from them with Fishing for Hope, and we truly appreciate their partnership. Two great organizations, coming together for a great cause. By now, if you've listened to the show long enough, you know how much Fishing for Hope means to all of us. Again, just a great opportunity to give back. Weather looks great.
For now.
Okay.
I'm real depressed, man. Real depressed.
We're all positive today. Fishing for Hope.
I'm going to put a damper on it.
Okay, come on.
It's a beautiful weekend, and if you want to get out and go fishing, capitalize this weekend. As we move into the work week, tides are going to pick up a little bit. We are coming up, tides are going to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to come up on that quarter moon Thursday. So we do have that going on, and then also we've got a massive cold front, it seems, scheduled for now Thanksgiving. It's moving up a little bit in its time frame, and that weekend after Thanksgiving, buddy, it's prime time for us at Hubbard's Marina. There's a lot of people in town that want to go fishing, and we're going to have to turn them all away because it looks like it's going to blow Thursday through Sunday and just totally hammer that weekend. So it is going to be a 4-day wind event with a massive cold front Thursday into Friday, and then a seriously strong high pressure. They're calling 37-mile-an-hour gusts at the end of this coming weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, solid.
That's nothing for the type of boat you have. You just chug right on out there, can't you?
We might be able to pull off some nearshore stuff, but you can't go very far from the beach if it's blowing 40 out of the east.
No.
Yeah, you got to hug the beach a little bit. And unfortunately, a lot of the mackerel are off the beach now, which makes things a little bit more tricky, at least if you're fishing 25, 30 foot of water and watching tourists walk down the beach catching some gray snapper. At least you have a chance for some kingfish and some mackerel when they're there, but it's tough right now. Down to the south, Captain Van Hubbard called me this week and said they're still getting a lot of nice mackerel on the beach down there, but they haven't been around our area right on the beach at least, and they've thinned out quickly. But as far as the weather goes, essentially you've got a gorgeous weekend. Monday looks really good too. Tuesday it starts to get a little bit more mediocre wind-wise. Tuesday and Wednesday not terrible, but starts to pick up as that pressure boundary pushes down towards our area. And then Thursday it gets real nautical in the afternoon. So get out and go fishing this weekend. Take advantage of it backside of that new moon. Beautiful weather, calm seas, calm winds all the way through end of day Monday. And that's your weather window right now.
Well, at least it should be good here for the weekend after everybody comes and sees us today at Metropolitan Ministries. Then they can go fishing.
Yeah.
So all good.
Yes. It is a beautiful weekend.
Our depressing weather update brought to you by our good friends at Reese Windows and Doors. You know, they're Florida's leading window and door company, over 50 years in business. They offer free installation. Most windows and doors installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. They only use in-house installers, no freelance contractors. And the best part is their work always comes with a double lifetime warranty, which means you never pay for warranty. And when you sell your house, the warranty transfers to the new owners, which adds value to your home. Visit ReeseWindows.com for more information. Good stuff. You know, I would think that mackerel, I was
in the woods most of this week here, just getting back Friday. I would think the mackerel disappearing is directly related to that water temp from that big cold front we had, I would assume, right?
Yeah, you would think. But, I mean, then it warmed up pretty quick, and it is still, I mean, seemingly nice mackerel weather. But, yeah, I think that cold front really put a damper on things. Water temps now off of Egmont is 71.2 today.
That's
so
about perfect.
Yeah, water temps are still in the range. Just unfortunately, we've seemingly lost the fish.
Well, and talking with some of the guys, the snook bite had slowed down a bunch, but I heard it picked up this week. The snook bite was good. The redfish bite was good. The trout bite's been really, really good last couple of weeks. So, the inshore bites seem to be pretty good, which makes sense on the new moon, water temp 71 degrees. That bite should be pretty solid. So
it's interesting, too, just looking at water temperatures. That south buoy way, way, way off to our southwest is sitting at 79 degrees. Real warm, little sliver of water. But the north buoy up there, just north of the middle grounds, the water temperature is 75. So it's cold on the beach, a little, I would say, hot to our southwest, and then a little bit more mild up to the north. So you got some good temperature gradients out there. And we're seeing that with the pelagic bite offshore. A lot of blackfin tuna right now.
Okay.
It's real spicy out there.
How's the bait? Is there still a lot of bait offshore?
A lot of bait. A lot of bait up on the surface when the weather's calm, especially like this weekend. They should hopefully be getting some serious blackfin tuna. The mutton bite has been nuts.
Really?
Nuts. Huh. Yeah, I just heard from our 12-hour night snapper trip, they were only fishing maybe 25 miles, not super deep, only about 110, 120 foot. They got 3 big muttons last night. The last 39-hour trip had 23 muttons on it, and the 39-hour is out there right now. I haven't heard from them yet, but they were going to the mutton promised land, so I'm interested to hear how they did.
The mutton bite's good. They should close it down any day now.
That's something we've been talking about because the mutton snapper quota, along with yellowtail snapper quota, is split between the South Atlantic and Gulf. And there's a certain allocation the Gulf gets, and it's much smaller than the South Atlantic's because muttons historically are more caught on the east coast of Florida. So I've been telling the council, hey, we need to fight for a bigger Gulf apportionment so we have more quota because these fish, we're seeing more of them.
Right.
So I don't want to run into that challenge. Similar to Lane snapper. It was a super healthy fishery. It was growing. They're catching them further north. They're bigger fish. So all of a sudden we started having closures because it's a super healthy population. So it's a concern that you have these healthy populations that are shifting their biomass and their biomass is getting bigger. All of a sudden you're catching more. Then you have closures because the fishery's healthy. So I hate that.
I brought it up as a joke, and there's the painful reality of it right there.
Yep.
What a mess. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the phones here real quick. Again, Captain Bill Miller, Hooked on Fishing, is our guest here this morning. It's a Fishing for Hope Saturday morning, the Saturday before Thanksgiving. Like I said, let's go to the phones here. Speaking of Captain Van Hubbard, let's talk to the man himself. Van, how are you this morning, buddy?
I'm just wonderful, buddy. It's beautiful weather, and I'm enjoying it.
Good. Good to hear your voice, my friend.
Come on, can't hear him.
You can't hear him?
I got you. I'll fix it up for you.
Can you hear me now? Okay?
I got you. I can hear you just fine. We just got Captain Bill Miller's having a little trouble with his headphones, but we're getting that fixed now. How's that bite down your way, Van?
It's sporadic. We had a bunch of mackerel come through 3 or 4 days ago. Some of the guys said it was the biggest school they'd seen in decades. But it's sporadic. There are hundreds of fish in the air one day, and then you can't find anything the next day. So
moving around,
there seems to be large masses moving around, and they seem to be moving fast.
That seems to have been a whole theme here for most of the fall. We were, so anxious to get into September for our big redfish push, and we got our redfish push, but they just wouldn't stay put. It was like you'd be on a school of a couple hundred fish one day, and the next day those fish were in a whole different area. It was really a little bit frustrating, for a long time. If you found a big school of redfish, they would stay at least in the vicinity for a couple of weeks. It just didn't seem to be the case this year, and there wasn't. I like to blame it on just sheer pressure alone, but, you'd have a school. I had a school all to myself for a whole day. Nobody even really running by us to see where we were. And the next day they were gone. just kind of crazy. I don't. Were you seeing the same thing inshore?
We're seeing those pulses in the pass right now of those fish. They're migrating out. One day, Don's Dock, they'll be fishing, having fun between clients, and you'll have 15, 20, 30 redfish caught off the dock, and then the next day, none.
But in a pass, it makes sense. That's kind of a travel area. It's like Egmont.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of guys, big school redfish at Egmont. Well, so much deep
10 minutes.
Well, so much deep water around Egmont. It's a transition area. Those fish transition in and out of those passes all the time. So that doesn't surprise me. When they get up on the flat, for years, they would be on the flats for a while. We'd have them for a month, 6 weeks, 7 weeks. But it just seemed here, at least, up north of you there, Van, it seemed like they were on the move pretty much. Did you see any of that down there?
I don't chase the redfish as much anymore, but, it's up there, those fish down here, too. Those fish circle those islands. Used to catch them off of Potter Pier and stuff, and they would circle those islands this time of the year. Well, pretty well ended up now getting back on the flats. But on your redfish not holding on flats on you, they might be eating up all the food and having to move on to forage for more food.
You know what? That's a great thought. I hadn't thought about that. That could be very, very true, especially with the grass not being as thick as it used to be. It probably doesn't hold the amount of food that it used to. So that's actually a pretty great take. That's why I asked you, because you are the legend there.
He knows.
He knows, exactly.
Yeah, well, you got a pretty good guy. You got a pretty knowledgeable guy hiding back there, not saying anything so far.
Yeah, no doubt. I was wondering. I thought you two might have had some run-ins at a time or two in your career.
Van and I go back a long time.
We've had lots of good times. Yeah, forever.
Well, it's good to hear your voice this morning.
In the Everglades back in the Cody days.
Oh, the Everglades stories.
I still have that picture on my phone. I guess I'll show it to these guys.
It's good to hear your voice, man. We appreciate you, my friend. Stay in touch with us. Have a great weekend. And have a happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
You too, and have a good luck on the food drive.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate you. The great Captain Van Hubbard. I love to hear his voice in the morning. He's just, I tell the story quite often now that he's become a regular caller. I'd first gotten into this thing and, kind of discovered Boca Grande a little bit. And I'm down there, and one day I looked to my right, and I'm like, who is that? And what the guy I was with was like, what do you mean, who is that? That's Van Hubbard. I was like, what? There he is. It's like seeing a ghost. You're like, that guy's a legend.
I'll tell you something about Van. He's always been a good fisherman.
Oh, really?
He knows what he's doing, but he's always had a little bit of flair for writing.
Mm-hmm.
He's writing now. He's writing the regular column for the Boca Beacon paper and other places down there. He's won some awards from the Florida Outdoor Writers Association, and his columns are very thoughtful, smart, and to the point, and telling people about the environment and things like that, what they need to do. He's become a very good writer.
Interesting.
Speaking of being a good fisherman, he sent me a photo the other day. He's like, hey, this is in public. Don't show anybody this. But this is from an hour this morning. I'll show you the photo on break. It's crazy. I was like, wait, what, an hour? It was wild.
Fishy dude right there. All right, we're up against the break here. Captain Bill Miller joins us again. You know him from Hooked on Fishing fame for many, many years here on Bay News 9, one of the great fishing TV shows that kind of started the rage here in Central Florida for fishing media. Captain Bill Miller joins us. It's a Hooked on Hope Saturday. Our big Metropolitan Ministries food drive is today. We'll talk more about that here on the other side. Again, phone lines are open here, 1-800-969-9352. Line them up. We'll be back. What they need to bring and all that stuff too, or what Metropolitan Ministries is looking for. Old Van Hubbard. Old Mother Hubbard. Yeah. The legend.
He's mellowed a little bit with age because there's sometimes you get talking to Van, he'll just wear you out. He'll just wear your ass out. But
said, this is from an hour.
Oh shit. Nice pompano. Damn.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Good for him. I've never done a really good job.
So that was an hour of fishing one morning.
Of being dialed into those pompano.
the Pompano down in Boca Grande this year. People ask me about Pompano, and I love to fish for Pompano down there. A lot of good places to do it. But they're here one day and somewhere else the next.
Yeah.
They
Really
stayed
frustrating.
within Little Gasparilla Pass and Stump Pass for 3 months or more.
Oh, wow.
And regularly, you could count on going down there and catching your limit.
No kidding.
I was with a buddy of mine one day and he got up in the tower. Well, when we started finding them, while they were there, he would get up in the tower and ride, and you could see him under the water.
Mm-hmm.
You could see the dark spot like you see tarpons in front of you.
Wow.
And it was Pompano.
Wow.
No kidding.
And I try to, keep my eye on them if I can, run by the Pompano ground, see if you can skip one every now and then. But this year they were just there.
That's great.
I don't want to.
Old Bobby Woodard's joining us today.
Is he?
Yeah, he was going to be out of town, but they switched the plans around, so he's going to come join us.
Good deal. I like Bobby.
Yeah, we should have the Old Salts folks there. Amy and Tommy said they were coming. Good. I don't know if Jim will be there, but I know the boat's coming.
Great gymnastic.
I'll show you guys a Tampa Bay Pompano picture. In case anybody wonder if there's any Pompano in Tampa Bay.
I'll let you do
I
this.
feel like Bill Miller's camera roll needs to be saved in some icon.
No doubt.
I got some shit on there
museum.
now. I got some shit on there.
Got some shit on there you probably can't show us.
Well, that's on another one.
That's his second phone.
That's Tampa Bay Pompano right there.
Oh my God.
It's 186 head. Hook and line.
Not nets?
No, hook and line.
When was that? Oh,
About
shit. 2 weeks ago?
No. 15, 12.
Jesus.
Right off.
186 head of Pompano, hook and line.
I could see, I could look right over there and see you driving across Gandy Bridge. I could look right over here and see the boats going into Port Tampa.
Wow.
I could look right over there and see Weeden Island.
Jesus.
And now, that's a once in a lifetime hook and line catch.
Yeah, for sure.
Just fall into it.
You know, we filmed a show at in Boca Grande between the trestle and the road there going on to Boca Grande with Mike Wise years ago. And he kept saying, he goes, we filmed a show in the morning with Totten. We did an afternoon show with Mike Wise. And Mike's like, oh, we're going to catch him. And I kept thinking, you hear that all the time. Pompano. Yeah. Bro, when we hooked one, we just anchored up. And it was one after another for 2 hours straight. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? This is crazy. And we're in there so thick.
That's us.
I just haven't never been worth a shit. You know who's good at it is Billy Harmer. Billy Harmer's really good at it. Welcome back, 625 here at the iHeartMedia Empire. Again, our good friend and Bay Area fishing legend, Captain Bill Miller, joins us here this morning. Again, it's a Fishing for Hope Saturday, one of our favorite days of the year where we get the opportunity to give back a little bit. I'm going to give you some information on that. I want to put a shout out to our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems, whether you need shingle, metal tile, or a flat roof. Our friends at Affordable Roofing Systems are your safest choice for repairs or replacements. Listen, they do it better than just about anybody in the business. David Torres and his family are great people. They just do things the right way. They did Dylan's roof. They did Captain Ben Marshall's roof. They did a repair on my roof after the last storm. They just do things the right way. Give them a call today, 1-888-397-ROOF. Get your free estimate or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. So, it's been a tough year for a lot of people. I'm assuming everything's the same, that their needs at Metropolitan Ministries, Bill, kind of the same. We're looking for non-perishable items and maybe some turkeys, some hams, try to liven up the Thanksgiving holidays for some people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are unhoused and have trouble with good, dignified meals, especially around Thanksgiving. But now with this government shutdown and the SNAP program, the funding has been stopped. Metropolitan Ministries has been seeing a push more people than they've ever seen before, earlier than they've ever seen before.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
So, what we need, what we'd like you to bring us today is frozen turkeys. That's all we can't miss. Frozen turkeys or ham, something like that. Canned beans, soup, bags of rice, box or canned potatoes, gravy, dessert mixes, yam, cereal, stuffing, cranberry sauce, peanut butter, things like that. And we can feed these people that are suffering for a meal.
Yeah.
They're searching for a meal.
Yeah, no doubt. It's
9 a.m. to 1 p.m. is the event today. North Rome Avenue, Holiday Tent, Metropolitan Ministries. So
2609, I think, right?
Yep.
2609 North Rome. Yeah, 2609 North Rome Avenue.
You can't miss it.
You
Really.
can just
can't
search
miss it.
Holiday Tent, too. Holiday Tent, Metropolitan Ministries. It'll come up. But 2609 North Rome Avenue. Hopefully everybody can join us 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can't miss that beautiful sea hunt boat from Pro Marine. That'll be right there at the front in that big, beautiful tent. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You know what else, too? And Beth and I went to Walmart last night and kind of loaded up on some food we were going to bring. And then we made a little run through the toy section, too. And I know it's a little early, but you can imagine how if a lot of these families are having trouble earlier this year with meals, that the Christmas holiday is going to be just as tough, if not tougher, by the time you get there. So we picked up a bunch of toys, too, just to kind of double down. You know, Metropolitan Ministries does so many great things. You know, we just throw the word out there, Metropolitan Ministries, and trust me when I tell you, I was talking about this yesterday on my video when I did the video for this. I don't know how many years we've been doing this, but Capt Mel's been gone 15 in February. Will be 15 years. And Capt Mel was at the very first one for sure, maybe a couple before he was gone. So we've been doing this a long time. Metropolitan Ministries is the real deal. They just are amazing people. If you've never had the opportunity to just go by there and see the systems they have in place to help these people, it's heartwarming. It's a great day. It's a great feel-good moment for me and my family. My wife will be there. Beth's going to be there. It's just something we love to do. So come on out and join us. Take a look around at Metropolitan Ministries. See all the great work they do. I've got some stories and some stuff on the other side here that we're going to talk about more about Metropolitan Ministries. Again, today, 9 to 1, 2609 North Rome Avenue. All you got to do is come by. Bring your goodies. We're going to be there. We'll unload everything for you. You'll get a receipt, and we'll take care of everything. Just come by and visit us. Help us make a difference here in Tampa Bay. That's what today is all about. We're back on the other side, talking fishing and fishing for hope.
From the local Lexus dealers, WFLA News Desk.
We'll touch on something.
It's 5:45, and when he responded back, it was 4:45 up there. I didn't realize Alabama was at. But I asked him because it was me, Frank, and Mel.
Yes.
And I said, "Do you remember?" And he wrote back. He says, "I'm not sure, but he thinks it's 1999-ish."
Wow.
So 25 years.
25 years.
Yeah, it's at least that.
Holy shit. That can't be right. And the only reason I don't think it's right, because I think Billy and I were at the first one, right? With Mel? Or did y'all do one we didn't get invited to?
We did. We were before you guys.
Oh, you were before us. Oh, then okay. I didn't know that. Well, so
no, he's
right. Got to be pretty right, because we started the radio show on DAE almost 23 years ago.
Yeah, he's right. When they...
It's crazy.
The history of it.
What are you laughing about, fucker?
You guys talking about nothing. I'm not laughing about anything.
You're such a dick.
Bill's here, so I'm going to be nice to you.
He's such an ass.
When the idea came up, I got roped into agreed to do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, yeah, I mean, well, sure, I'll do it. So what's the best way to do this? So I was on TV. So we got to get the word out. So who's the most visible media guy in the Mel Berman?
Sure, 100%.
Who's the most read guy in the Tampa? Frank Sargent.
Yeah.
So
you were the most watched guy.
I don't know about that, but
fishing for sure.
Of the three media, print, radio, and TV, we just got everybody together and said, we can get the word out. Now, whether they'll come or not, I don't know. And that's how it started.
That's what we're doing with Guide Checker, too. yesterday, so we built out CA's profile. So we have CA, you, and Scott Moore's on there too. I didn't even realize Scott Moore was on there because he built his profile, but he didn't put his name on it or anything. So it just says Anna Marie Excursion. So we have to build out his profile a little bit more. But I was like, man, we got Mike, CA, and Scott Moore on this thing now.
All the old guys.
The Tampa Bay trifecta.
You don't have me.
Yeah? I'll build out a profile if you let me.
I'll let my license go 50 years. I said that's enough.
Yeah, there you go.
I remember, boy, studying for that. There wasn't any sea school. There was nothing. And they gave you Chapman's boating book, and they said, here it is. They don't tell you chapters 3, 4, concentrate. Here's the book. And there were 3 sections, navigation, blah, 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 whatever it was. And you got 3 tries to take the test.
Mm-hmm.
First time, I passed 1 section. Okay, I'm out. So next, I take the next 2 sections. I passed 1. So I'm down the last section. And if you didn't do it then, you had to wait a year or 2 or 3, something like that. There's waiting period.
Shit.
I think it's a year.
Yeah.
At least it is now. You fail 3 times.
Whatever it was back then. And so I said, holy shit. And I was going to school, so I knew how to study.
Yeah.
But after seeing it 3 times, I knew where I messed up, so then I could focus on those 3 chapters.
Right.
And I was worried. I got it.
I don't know how.
I think it screwed me up with the lights. That's always.
Oh, the lights were tough.
I missed 2 on all 3 sections.
I passed and I was a horrible student in high school. And I passed my contractor's test the first time and my captain's license all the first time. I have no idea how. None. But I did it.
Yeah, if you like it, you learn it better, right?
Well, the aluminum thing, the contractor's thing, what saved me was it's an open book test.
Mm-hmm.
But you only have so many hours to take it. But I had been doing it for so long already that I could take like, A, B, C, and D. I could take it and eliminate 2. Like, okay, well, I know that's not that, and I know it's not that, so I got a 50-50 shot here. And that you could go to the glossary. I was smart enough to go to the glossary and look up some of the other ones and go, well, that ain't it either, so that's got to be it.
Yeah.
You know?
Ray Markham said Glenn Plow was also there.
Oh, Glenn Plow was there.
Glenn came to a lot of them.
Sure did.
Glenn, Fisher for Hope.
Yeah.
Glenn came on when he started his own show. He was my cameraman producer. That's how he got into fishing.
Oh, okay.
He was my cameraman producer.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I brought that young boy along, showed him. He didn't know a fish from a football. He didn't know what football was. He definitely didn't know what a fish was. And then he started his own show, and he always had that idea of the whatever it was called, a comic.
Angler.
The Average Angler first started out. It was a comic show, it was a comedy show. Yeah. Dressing up in costumes and shit like that.
Well, you had the Count Snookula. He had
Dave Parmalee.
Yeah, he had Snook,
that
Dave
carried on, but the feedback to the station was, get that shit off there. and so Glenn had to go more mainstream, more fishing. So he did a good job with it.
Yeah, it was a popular show too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I liked Average Angler.
Yeah, good stuff.
I talked to somebody within the last year, I think. They were up in Tallahassee for one of the fishery meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And they got in an Uber, and they were driving along, and the guy started talking. Yeah, I used to be in Tampa. They go, what's your name? Glenn Plow. He's driving Uber up that way.
Wow. At the FWC commission meeting in Tallahassee?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Glenn he suffered from depression.
Yeah.
And he couldn't quite get over that hump. He had talent.
That's a tough one. My buddy Paul Ranger played with the Lightning. He was ready to make about $7 million a year and walked away from hockey because of depression. Welcome back. 636 here at the iHeartMedia Empire. The Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. Phone lines are open here, 1-800-969-9352. You know, the Friendly Fisherman at Johns Pass is back under the management of the Hubbard's family, the same family that's been serving up the best fishing and dining experiences in Deer Beach for over a century now. Come rediscover the Friendly Fisherman and taste the difference with the freshest seafood, improved menus, and service you've come to expect from the Hubbard's name. Enjoy unbeatable waterfront views, a welcoming atmosphere, and flavors straight from the Gulf. Locals and visitors, come see what's new today at the Friendly Fisherman. Cat putters.
Cat putters. Did you see that thing I tagged you in on Facebook?
No.
Tim Duncan was like, "Oh, nothing beats a cat putter. Give it a goog." He posted that.
Did he?
Yeah, big old photo of his captain's platter meal at the Friendly Fisherman. You can't beat that. Some nice grouper, shrimp, scallops, some rice. Man, they're doing a salmon special right now that's insane. And I still like the bacon wrap scallops. You can't get away from that.
No, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Always hits it out of the park.
Captain Bill Miller from Fishing for Hope, now from Fishing for Hope, is our guest here this morning. He is helping us lead the charge as we roll towards Metropolitan Ministries from 9 to 1 today for our Fishing for Hope food drive with our good friends at the Old Salts Fishing Club and Pro Marine as well. Hopefully we'll see you guys out there. Swing by, make your donations. We'll be there to say hello, shake hands, and help you unload your vehicle, make it nice and easy on you. Again, like I said, phone lines are open here. We're talking fishing, 1-800-969-9352. Let's go to the phones here. Check in with another Bay Area. We're kind of covered in legends today, Dylan.
Love it.
It is kind of crazy.
Very blessed.
Van Hubbard, Bill Miller, Captain Ray Markham.
Whoa.
What's up, Ray? How are you, buddy?
Well, good morning. Hanging in there, another day in paradise.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Bill, I got a question for you.
Okay.
I think you follow mullet every now and then.
Used to.
And I have not seen a lot of mullet this year, except for two different times. One earlier this week, and then again about a month and a half or 2 months ago. One was out off of Bunce's Pass, and then another down in Terracea. And I have seen there were more mullet than I have seen in years. In fact, Terracea didn't even have their smoked mullet contest this year, but fell out and perished out there.
Ricky Gullett
he held one up. Ricky Gullett had it and invited me over for to be one of the judges. And I just figured, I'm I'm just a guy that loves smoked mullet. But I'll tell you, the mullet were so thick over there in Terracea, and I was calling Scotty Moore because I'm sitting out in front of Rattlesnake, and all of a sudden, about 120-pound tarpon goes swimming by.
Wow!
And I'm looking at the temperature on my bottom machine, and it's like 67, 68 degrees. And I'm like, aren't you lost?
I think he was.
No doubt.
I think he was.
But I tell you, fishing has been pretty good overall, and the variety of fish that we're catching has been really good. Mostly right now, we're catching a lot of overslot reds, unless I'm fishing up around Bay Pines, and there's been a slew of short redfish up there. That actually some short snook up there too, but yeah, I saw some big snook just laying up in some dark bottom down south though.
Okay.
So
that's awesome.
A little bit of everything out there. Lots of ladyfish. I was talking to a buddy of mine, commercial fisherman down there, and I said, what are you targeting right now? And he said, ladyfish. I said, man, you're supposed to be getting mullet right now. He said, yeah, well, we're doing ladyfish. And a guy that I had the other day wanted to fish Spanish mackerel, but I'm sitting there. We had that blow and that cold week go through, and I think those fish just right after the king of the beach just continued going south.
No doubt.
Because we didn't even see a Spanish mackerel out there early in this week.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that cold blast did them in for sure. Good call, Ray. We appreciate you, brother. Good to hear your voice. Always good to get a report.
Thank you, guys. Good to hear from you, Bill.
All right, Ray. Good luck to you. Bye-bye.
Good stuff right there. Legendary, great artificial fisherman there. Really great.
One of the
Capt.
best. It was cool having him on the show the other week.
Yeah, he's full of knowledge. He's been doing it a long time at a really high level. Talk about, we were talking about, at the break about Van Hubbard, what a great writer Van Hubbard is. Ray Markham, great writer.
Been writing a long time.
Yeah, Florida Sportsman Magazine. Long time, yep. Let's check in with Donald in Lutz. Donald, what's up, my friend?
Hey, good morning, guys. Hope all is well with everyone. Great show as always.
Thanks, buddy.
Unfortunately, this will be the first time in many years that I cannot make the event. I got the whole family here, Courtney and her gang, with Henry and Violet and Jacob, and everybody's here. And she had made plans for us to go out this morning, so got to go do that with the family. But I know it'll be a great event as always. And it's just awesome to see the whole community just come together and donate stuff and just help out. And that's what it's all about,
Well, Donald, it's not going to be the same without you.
I was going to say, we're going to have to shut it down. We're going to have to discuss at the break. Maybe just not doing this thing today if you're not coming.
There's a lot of people that are, that show up every now and then that come by, but you can count on Donald being there.
Always, yeah.
If he's in a walker or a wheelchair,
Did you ever hear the story about the greatest call in Real Animals radio history?
I didn't.
I'd
like to know, though.
This is, I'm telling you, it's almost at least every third time Donald calls in, I think about this. Donald,
I think it's every other time at least.
Donald called from the hospital after he had a heart attack. The night before, he had a heart attack. He's in the hospital bed and asked his wife for his phone so he could call the show to give us a fishing report.
That-a-way.
It's the craziest thing ever, Donald. You're a warrior, bro. You're my hero.
And the year I showed up after I had my neck surgery.
Exactly, you did.
Yeah.
You did that.
I remember all that.
You did that too.
We had 911 on standby. You were right there unloading the cars.
You're a gamer, bro. Love it. Love it.
I showed Bill the picture last year of the four of us. It was me, you, Bill, and Glenn Pla.
Wow.
Right. Nice picture of the four of us, and that's a treasured memory. And I've got Glenn Pla's picture that he signed for me, the average angler. It says, Don, happy fishing. Love Glenn Pla. That's on my wall here in my office. I got Captain Mel Berman. Hi, Don. Today was a very lucky day for you and I. And, Captain Mel's on my wall. So
he's a legend.
I got my
too.
wall state, right here. I mean, even Rondé Barber, he signed, he autographed a picture of his card for me that's framed on the wall. So
nice.
even Time Bandits, I got, Captain Andy and Captain Jonathan.
The who's who.
So,
the Donald Waberman Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Wall of Fame. Got a lot of great memories, but Henry's here, and maybe I'll get him out do a little more fishing while he's here. He won the bass tournament for the Real Animals Junior Pro Staff last year. A couple of years ago, he took third place in the snook division. So next year is his last year because he's 16. So one more year to go.
We got to get him a scholarship there, buddy. Got to win him something, get him a scholarship.
Yep. Well, I already did a prepaid 2-year college for him.
Oh, there you
Florida. Yeah, we did the prepaid when he was born, so he's all set for at least 2 years.
Good stuff, buddy. Good to hear your voice, my friend. Sorry you won't be there today.
We'll miss
definitely
you, buddy.
miss you. Yeah, for sure.
We'll miss you guys. Hey, I talking about Glenn. It's like, I used to go to his house in Palmetto, and he was a big movie buff. Had all these great posters and stuff, and I really miss him. We used to do a lot of fishing together, and we did a couple of YouTube shows, for fish finders, and he was just awesome, an awesome individual. And it's so sad what happened. But every once in a while, I keep in touch with Serena. Tell Glenn because. I've called him and texted him and Facebook messaged. I don't know. He just won't respond to anyone, which is so unfortunate.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, he was a legend, and, I'm sure he appreciates you reaching out either way, brother. So we appreciate you, brother. I got some more calls I got to jump on here, partner.
Hey, have a great Thanksgiving, everyone, and a great week in tight lines, and stay safe out there. That's the biggest thing.
Enjoy your
take care.
Enjoy your family, Donald. Thanks, partner.
See you, Donald.
Love you guys.
Back at you. Good stuff right there. Let's check in real quick here. Let's go to Julia in Tampa. Julia, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. What you got for us this morning?
I was going to share some exciting news about the upcoming Tampa Bay Flamingo Float at Johns Pass.
Awesome. Gotcha. Talk to me.
So this year we're doing a massive rubber flamingo drop right into the pass. Thousands of rubber flamingos will be released at once, and the first one to cross the finish line wins its owner a brand new Jeep.
Wow.
Jeep. A Jeep.
I thought the Jeep thing was. I thought the Jeep thing was ducks.
Yeah, no,
we're doing flamingos.
It's a play on it.
Okay,
this
that's
is
a
the
play
Florida
on.
flair. We got to add the Florida flair to it and make it flamingo.
I see you working, Julia. Okay,
Yeah.
I like it. All right, I like it. Good
That's
answer.
awesome.
Good stuff. What else?
And there's
you
a
got?
lot more than just the Jeep. There's a ton of prizes too. It's crazy.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a cool event.
It is. We got plenty of prizes. So the event supports the Children's Dream Fund. Their organization makes dreams come true for children with life-threatening illnesses living throughout West Central Florida. And this year we're sponsoring Dominic. He's a 4-year-old battling a serious blood disorder, and his dream is to go on a Disney cruise. So we're going to have Santa there to let Dominic know his dream's coming true.
That's awesome. Good deal.
Yeah.
I love that.
Exciting
So we're
stuff.
excited.
Yeah, that's as good as
Yeah.
it gets right there, boy. Making kids' dreams happen. That's beautiful stuff.
How do you get involved if you want to support the Flamingo Drop?
So if you visit the website, flamingofloat.org, that'll tell you everything you need to know. There's an email on there, too, if you're interested in volunteering or sponsoring the event. You can email us. But just really buying your flamingos, showing up, showing support. You get to see Dominic that year, getting his dream granted.
That's awesome.
I did want to talk about the environmental impact because I know that's a big wonder. So this year we hired a company, Holes Environmental. They're going to handle all the containment booms and make sure not a single rubber flamingo escapes into the bay.
Okay, that's cool. I was wondering how that would work. Nice.
That was my first question.
A lot of people have questions, about what do we do with them after, and we save them because this is going to be a year after year event. So we collect them all and we save them.
There you go. That works, and you don't have to get flamingos for the next year. I was thinking maybe they were biodegradable or something. You know what I mean?
No.
Saltwater would eat them up. Well, that's
you
good.
see those things floating everywhere.
Yeah, right. That's crazy. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, again, let everybody know again how they can get involved.
Visit flamingofloat.org.
Flamingofloat.org. Great stuff. Good work. We appreciate your efforts there and making those dreams come true for those little boys and girls. That's pretty special.
Well, thank you. Thank you for letting me share. We hope to see everyone out there for an amazing day.
You bet. What's the date again?
December 6th.
December 6th.
Everything starts at 10 a.m.
Okay.
It's going to be a good day in Johns Pass because you have that big flamingo float in that morning. Then Angler Armory's kids fishing tournament, the Jingle Bell Kids Fishing Tournament, is the rest of that day. So the flamingo float's from 10 to noon. Fishing tournaments from noon to 6. Then Santa Claus shows up at 6 on the fire truck, and we light the Christmas tree. So
Make
big
sure,
old day.
It's a happening place over there.
Yeah, let's make sure we get some more info out there that Saturday morning. Give us a call that Saturday morning if you have time, and we'll plug it that day as well.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
You bet, Julia. Thank you for all the good things you're doing. We appreciate your efforts in the community. That's awesome.
Of course.
Have a great day.
Have a good day, guys.
All right. See ya.
The Caddies Group.
That's great. Oh, yeah, Caddies Group. That's right.
They do a lot for the community, man.
Yeah, that's good.
Their name's not even on it. Nowhere can you even find that. It's just behind
They're
the scenes.
just doing it to do it. Well, that's even better.
Good people.
Yeah, no doubt. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, our OCC Roadhouse event that we do the fourth Tuesday of every month for November, December, we are not doing them just because of the way the schedule drops here, with one being Thanksgiving week and one being Christmas week. So definitely go to OCC Roadhouse if you want to go, because the food will still be good and the beers will still be cold, but Dylan and I won't be there, so don't be shocked if you don't see us, don't you know? But we're up against the break here. Get you guys caught up on the world of news. Again, phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Captain Bill Miller is our guest. Hooked on Hope is the day. Metropolitan Ministries 9 to 1 today for our big holiday food drive. Hopefully you guys can join us. We'll be talking more about that on the other side. Keep it dialed right here to 970 WFLA.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick
up the phone and just search Reese.
Protect your home now with factory direct custom made impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors. For over 50 years, Reese has been one.
He's not as old as we are, Bill.
Kids these days. Hopefully everybody's going to join us today. Again, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., 2609 North Rome Avenue for Fishing for Hope. What's up, Todd? What's up, Dan, Tanya, James? Appreciate y'all watching. Chris, Alan, Donald, Ray. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Good morning, Dallin, Jerry, Jim. Appreciate y'all commenting on Facebook and YouTube. We got Mark and Zippy on YouTube. Beautiful Saturday morning. Great weather for Fishing for Hope.
Sometimes, but Dale and I hunted together a bunch, so I always get him up there to our lease once a year. So we got a week in December with Dale up there. Bill Van Bever, do you know Bill? He still owns the construction company that built the Buccaneers practice facility. He's on our lease. Real good friends with Ben. Him and Ben have hunted together for years. I was up there with Billy all week. Real good guy. Recently lost his wife. And even Beth was like, Billy's staying all week? I'm like, yeah. I was like, I would do the same thing. I said, if I was retired and something happened to you, for deer season, I wouldn't come home. I'd stay in Georgia.
I don't know what I'd do. Cause,
Yeah.
I recently went through a scare. I was thinking about what would it look like? I don't know.
Dude,
I don't know.
How do you recover from that?
I would say, my first thought is, well, I'd just go to Boca Grande because I could live down there. But my family's right here.
Sure.
Yeah, they're right here in Tampa.
Grandkids,
I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
I love Boca Grande. I love it when Debbie was with me.
Right.
If I had to go by myself all the time, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think in talking with Bill, you're so used to having that person with you, but all of a sudden they're not there. It's kind of crazy.
You want me to do this live read? We're back, Bartow Ford, Real Animals Radio, talking fishing this morning. Want to give a shout out to our friends over at DocServe. Remember, at Hubbard's Marina, keeping our fleet running safely and smoothly is the backbone of everything we do. And that's why we partner with DocServe. Their mobile marine mechanic team is responsive, knowledgeable, and always right there when we need them. What really keeps us on the water is their monthly inspection program. DocServe gives us multiple sets of trained eyes on every one of our outboard vessels, keeping us and helping us catch small issues and avoiding major breakdowns down the road, giving us a peace of mind that is priceless. Their membership program even includes those inspections and free diagnostics if something comes up. DocServe helps keep Hubbard's Marina operating at the highest level so we can focus on giving you the best experience on the water. They are a premier mobile marine mechanic service in Tampa Bay, offering service on Yamaha or Mercury outboards, and they can handle your marine electronics and even the popular trolling motors too. Reach them today at 813-807-7676 or visit them online at DocServe, without an E, so DocServ.us to get linked up with their great team. Good people for sure.
Yeah, good
Called
stuff.
them last night at 5 o'clock. They're going to be out this morning. Help us out. It's beautiful.
Love it, love it. Let's go quickly here to the phones. Again, Captain Bill Miller joining us on our Hooked for Hope Saturday, our Metropolitan Ministries food drive. We're going to be there 9 to 1 at the Holiday Tent, 2609 North Rome Avenue. Non-perishable items, rice, canned goods, anything you can think of for the holiday meal coming up would be great. Turkeys, hams, they've got a way to keep all that stuff cold. So come on by and see us. We would love to see you. Let's go to John here quick in Tampa. John, you're on the Bartow Ford Real Animals radio show. What you got?
Hey, Captain Anderson, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing better, but I wanted to wish y'all a happy Thanksgiving and everything, and hope y'all have a really good one. But I'm the guy that called last week. I was looking for net needles, and I've already tried Lee Fisher and stuff like that, so haven't been able to find the net needles I need because I make cast nets. I got my own YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, man, we searched it after the whole discussion last week, and we found them on Amazon real fast. So you could always go to Amazon.
Really? Okay. I wonder if they got my net the size I need because I need the number 6 and 7.
Amazon's got everything, brother.
Amazon's the way to go.
You can check out my YouTube channel. It's under my full name, John Paul Gooch, Gooch Jr., and you can see what I've done. I've seen you before and showed you my nets before, Captain Anderson.
Okay.
During the, where your fishing conversations.
Yep. I remember. Yep.
Yeah, I'm dealing with cancer right now, so it's no fun right now.
I'll bet.
So I've got stage 4 cancer right now in my face.
Well, hang in there, brother. Listen, I'm up against the break here. We had a real short segment. We got Captain Justin Moore up here on the other side. Hang in there, John. God bless you, my friend. We'll send you some prayers, and if there's anything else we can do to help you, let us know, brother, all right? Got Captain Justin Moore up here on the other side. Again, it's a Fishing for Hope Saturday here at the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. We'll be back.
The preceding program was paid for by Real Animals Fishing.
Number 1 on your car radio preset in the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
You did a good job with him. Yeah, you just got.
Well, I didn't do as good of a job.
JB
had to step in.
It's a lot of time on. It's a lot of time on this side of the mic, bro. A lot of time on this side. You just.
JB made the decision. He's like,
Yeah, we've had some political people call in and some weirdos and some religious. They just take the opportunity to bombard you.
Yeah.
So we had a drop for a long time on DAE when Pat Donovan was there. And it was one of the guys, and I didn't catch it. When it came up, the board op didn't catch it either, and he put it up. They were from some, fishing, non-fishing organization. And I screwed up, didn't catch it, and the guy didn't catch it, and we put him on the air, and he's like, I don't understand. Can't you guys get your seafood from Publix? And he just, and so Pat Donovan recorded it and was like, oh, that's a drop.
I remember that.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I went right, and then I whacked him, I dumped him, and I thought, I can't believe I let that through, but every now and then you do. Years ago, and I can't remember the program director's name, but I had a guy that just, I should have roasted him, and I just thought, maybe not, so I just kindly, dumped him, and it was real polite. And then I was somewhere that week, and the program director, I ran into the program director, he goes, dude, I was listening Sunday morning. He goes, I thought you were going to blast that dude. I was like, well, he goes, I wouldn't have cared. I was like, well, I was trying to be professional. He goes, no, you handled it the right way, but if you'd have blasted him, I would have understood it. I was like, Trust me, I wanted to.
What about the one guy you told to meet you here and read the address and told him to meet you in the
Well,
parking
he went
lot?
off on Lee. Remember Lee Ruiz that used to do the board op, my little bitty board op guy?
Yeah.
Dude, he calls at the break. I get rid of him, and he calls back at the break and just completely freaking demoralized the shit out of my little bitty freaking board op. I was pissed. I went right on the air. I said, I got news for you, Hoss. Here's the address. I'll be standing outside at 8 o'clock. You come see me. We'll see what kind of badass you are. Lee was like, looking at me through the glass going, dude, I'm like, I'm not putting up with that. You got a problem, come see me at the station.
He read out the address. I'll see you at 8 o'clock. Meet me in the parking lot. So when he talks about keeping it professional on the show, I always have to bring up that story.
That was professional. What's not professional about that? That's how you professionally handle things. You have a problem, let's meet in the parking lot and talk about it. Jackass. Well,
professionalism at its finest.
You can't call it, dude. I'm telling you, if you saw Lee, you'd done the same thing. Lee was my board op forever. That was, God, remember the guy on 970? Who was the legendary radio voice on 970 for a long time in the morning? Was
Jack
on,
Harris?
but he was on with Jack though. Who was the guy on with Jack all the time?
Ted Webb.
Ted Webb. He was Webb's kid.
Yeah. It's
Lee,
kind of like
Lee Ruiz is
I know
Webb's son.
exactly who he is.
Yes. He was my board op forever.
I remember that.
Yeah,
It's
forever.
kind of like in the office, like when people are upset and they come in to complain or there's an issue or something. Like I'm always there to try to help. Like we bend over backwards to make people happy. But when they come in the office and start screaming at my office staff,
100%.
the ladies at the front counter, oh man,
Yeah.
I come out of that back office hot.
Right. I was
You
the
want to
same
scream
way.
at somebody?
Yeah. That's why I was like, dude, he didn't cut you off. I cut you off.
Yeah.
You know, you got a problem with what's going on here on the radio show. You come see me in the parking lot, dude. Don't be calling out my board op. And again, Lee had been with me for a long time. So you get a real, I'm sick. He saves you here and there. I mean, you end up, Christmas presents and all kinds of shit. You end up part of the family, man. You don't treat people like that. Especially in the radio world. And it's gotten better, I think, because there's so much social media and other places for those people to vent. But back then, we were it. That was where people got out their shots and their little, so, and it takes you, and I don't think I had been doing it all that long, so then they even test you more. I hadn't been doing Mel's show all that long. I've been doing the other show for several years already, but when we first started on DAE, guys would call in and Brad James warned me. He goes, "You're going to get tested, just so you know." They'd call in and try to get you to, answer a question you didn't know the answer to, get you to lie to them or something. And I was always like, Brad was always like, "You're better off telling them you don't know, because if you make something up to try to get through a call, they're going to haunt you with it.
You're gonna bring it back." Ronnie Millsaps, come meet me in the parking lot was mankind's earliest form of conflict resolution.
That's right. High quality. That's how we got it done back in the day. You didn't have to worry about getting shot back then. You just threw hands for a couple minutes, then you picked one another off the concrete and went and got a burger. One of my closest friends in high school was my very first fist fight. He told me he was going to whoop my butt after practice. Middle school basketball, during middle school basketball practice. I whooped his butt, and then we were best buds in high school. That's how you used to do it. Now you got to pack heat.
They're trying to redevelop that Tierra Verde Marina. I saw that.
They're not redeveloping it, man. They're totally changing it. It's crazy.
They said they withdrew the plans.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was heated about the plan.
They got so much.
What was that, right? Is that the one that's right there at the bridge?
Base of the bridge. It was huge what they had planned. I mean,
good piece of property.
Massive
great
dry
piece of property,
stacks.
for sure. Oh, really?
Oh, dude. It was massive. I saw the rendering. It's crazy what they had planned.
Wonder why they shut it down.
Just because it was too big.
Too big deal right there.
Think about Terra Verde. how many multi-million-dollar, 10, 20, $30 million estates are out there. So all those rich people don't want to drive over the bridge and see that massive thing as they come into their neighborhood.
That'll do it.
I would imagine that the traffic right there anyway is they built a roundabout. So you can get killed there easy, and adding that in there, I think that'd be kind of.
I do quite a few events on a Residence Inn right there. A lot of people stay at the Residence Inn because they got the restaurant right next door, and then they got the dockage in the back. It's a bad little idle zone to get in there, but it's a great little place where you can actually do a tournament, and everybody can stay at the hotel, and in the morning you just get up, do breakfast there at the hotel, and then go right downstairs to go fishing. So we run quite a few events out of there. Beth and I stayed there one night. It's a nice hotel.
We're back.
I don't want to be back, Dylan. Justin Moore.
Weekly voyage into Florida fishing, presented by Hubbard's Marina, hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Welcome back, 708 here. Also hosted this morning by the legendary Captain Bill Miller. He is with us each and every Saturday before Thanksgiving as we get ready for our big Fishing for Hope food drive that we do with Metropolitan Ministries, Old Salts, and Pro Marine as well. So looking forward to that today. 9-1, 2609 North Rome Avenue. We're going to be there. Please come and make a donation. We're trying to make a difference in the Bay. It's been a tough year on a lot of people, and we certainly want to help when we can. So let's go to the phones here quick, and then we'll talk some more about our event. Let's check in with one of our favorite callers here, good friend of the show, Captain Justin Moore. Justin, how are you, my friend?
Good morning. Doing well. Mike, Dylan, just calling to say hi to my good friend Bill Miller, a legend.
Yes,
Legend.
Hello, Justin.
Good morning, Bill.
I got a good picture
Beautiful
of me.
Weather this morning.
You catch anything with this beautiful weather?
Yeah, it went from, we had that big blow there, and then it went right back to October fishing again. It's just, there's bait everywhere. The water's really clear, but really, surprisingly, for as clear as the water is, even inside, the fish are biting. But I think, the days are getting shorter. Those fish have already felt that high pressure once, man. They know it's time to feed, man. The winter's coming.
Right.
Yeah, later this week, winter is coming.
Yeah, they're not turning down much. But anyway, no, I just thought I'd call in and say good morning to Bill. And man, I love my times. And, in Boca Grande, Bill walks over. He's so old school. You're sitting there having a boat drink. At the end of the day, putting the boat away, and you're drinking out of a $40 Yeti cup, and he comes strolling over with his styrofoam cup, buddy. And when he does that, it's time to shut it down and stand there and learn something.
When the styrofoam cup comes out, the day's getting close to being over.
I'm telling you,
fishing
buddy.
stories are coming your way. No doubt.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Well,
fishing's good. I just want to say good morning and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And had breakfast with my dad this morning, and I'm not on the water, but he's actually going fishing. He's got a charter this morning, so.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Good deal.
My man.
No doubt.
Anyway, but real quick, I know another reason I called in, Ray had mentioned he saw a bunch of mullet show up, and Bill would know because there's not many people on this coast that know more about mullet than Bill and Van. Really interesting. So about 2 weeks ago, we had a giant migration of mullet that came up the West Coast and on the beach. And Bill, they were hopping the passes like they do late season. I've never seen anything like it. Okay. Mike, I sent you a video of it. And now they were like that, schools like that one day from Big Pass all the way to the tip of the old school guys call it Anna Maria. It was really impressive. I called some buddies of mine down south. They said, man, they're like that off Sanibel and Boca. They're still going north. So I called a good friend of mine out of Cortez here. I grew up with a big seine fisherman, and ran it by him, and he wasn't in town. But he said, I heard that, and I talked to a buddy of mine in the Glades, Marco, and they had a huge, like a month ago, they had a huge push of mullet come out of the Glades and go north up the beach. Like they said, millions of pounds, and I thought that was really, really interesting. interesting. Maybe Bill has seen that before, but I've never seen that this time of the year, especially. So it'll really help our fishery, I think. I mean, they were a smaller, medium grade of black mullet, but it was really impressive. Really impressive and good to see.
Well, Bill, you said you've seen it once?
I've seen it once off of Boca Grande.
Really?
And you could get in there, you could throw anything, but if you find some of the smaller mullet, we were just snatching the mullet, hooking them back on, and throwing them back out there. It's just like the East Coast run of mullet. You hook tarpon, you hook sharks, everything you could throw in there, you were getting bit.
Really?
That's crazy.
Okay.
It was pretty neat, pretty impressive.
I mean, don't you think, Justin, and Bill, this is directed at both of you, don't you think, over the last 5 years or so, the amount of mullet we've had in the backcountry, to me, has been way off. I just don't think we've seen the mullet here that I saw years ago. So is there, and here's the other thing, as you were talking about that release of these mullet coming out of the glades, I wonder if that has to do with the fact that we haven't been whacked by a hurricane here on the West Coast, or even had one come up the Gulf this season, and then the fact that we haven't had a big red tide event this fall or summer. Yeah, knock on wood. But, don't you think that's probably all part of it, Justin?
Yeah, I was going to let Bill run with that first, but I think there's no doubt, like, really honestly, and Bill knows, like, ever since we've really been starting to have more consistent red tide cycles, and I'm talking like the last 15, 20 years, our numbers on the mullet have dwindled, but it seems to me this year anyways, it seems like we're getting a little bit of a pulse. Aside from the fish I saw come up the coast, that was a different grade of mullet. We've seen a little bit of an uptick really in the last year to 2 years of mullet. So I think it's a good cycle we're going towards. But yeah, there's no doubt, like when you have those winter red tides in particular, especially between here and the harbor, which we've had in the last 10, 15 years, that's really, really hard because regardless of, a lot of fish move away from the red tides if they have a chance, but those mullet, when they're ready to spawn, if there's red tide in that Gulf and you get a low or anything and they pull out to the west, they're going to go into that. Just nature's going to pull them out into it, and that's when, and then you lose that whole spawn, that cycle. Right. So maybe, hopefully it's catching up, and we need the mullet. It's a forage fish. It'll keep the dolphins a lot busier and keep them away from us, hopefully. And
right.
It's just good. It's just good cover to fish around. The fishing's always better on the flats when you have mullet. Sure. It's a proven fact. I think a lot of your artificial guys are probably having a good time right now, and those fish will spawn and they'll come back ashore, and then we'll have great mullet even in the late winter and early spring. A lot of fish will come in and go up the bays, but Bill could probably tell you more. But that's my take on it. Okay.
Sounds good to me. There's not too many people.
Ditto.
Justin and his dad, there's not too many people that know more about anything on the water. But Justin and his dad, that's for sure.
I couldn't agree more. Great call, Justin. Good to hear your voice. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, my friend. It's always good to see you on the water. Hope to see you out there soon, buddy. Great to hear your voice.
Thank you, guys. Have a great morning. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks,
Justin. Take care.
So much knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
So much knowledge. So much knowledge. I don't know if I told this story on the air. I might have told you, Dylan. I might have said it on the air, too. Bill Miller, you'll get a kick out of this. So, got an early morning high tide, pick up my people early. Going to go blowing in to look for some redfish in this spot. I pull into this little cut leading onto this flat, and I look at my mate, Josh, and I'm like, who the heck is that? There's a boat up there. I'm like, and it's not a boat that I see all the time. So I'm like, what? All of a sudden, like a minute later, I'm kind of putting that way, trying to study it and figure out who it is. My phone rings, and it's Justin. Justin's like, is that you pulling in? I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, is that you, dude? I'm like, I'm in Fort DeSoto, dude. You came from Anna Maria. What are you doing? He goes, oh, hey, we just caught a pile of these redfish. They're right over here, buddy. You'll catch them. I left them chewing. They're right over here. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. I think I'm getting there early. Justin's already been there and caught them. I mean, when you're talking sick, twisted on another
Here's my
level,
leftovers.
that's the guy. That's the guy. And we did, too. They were right where he said they were going to be, and we crushed them. I was like, good God, it's unbelievable. But super talented and super great. He's evolved so much since when I first met him, when he was young and running and gunning. You know what I mean? He's just evolved so much and turned into such a great conservationist like his dad was, you know, paying attention to things and helping when things get in crisis mode. He's done a really, really great job. I mean, he's a blessing to our fishing here on the West Coast for sure. So you just keep shaking your head, Bill. Just keep shaking his head.
He's on board. Ditto.
Ditto, yeah. He's just special, no doubt. Let's go back to the phones here, check in with another Real Animals caller legend, our good friend William Keene from Crystal River. Willie, how are you, buddy?
Hi, Captain's doing well. Mr. Miller, you think you remember this? I've always been hooked on fishing. It's that catching that's hard.
Yeah, I found that to be true.
Right.
A lot of respect for you, sir.
Thank you.
I've been calling in for about 25 years or longer, but being on point, you got to really be on point. Did they have the 3-second delay when you did your radio or TV shows back then?
I didn't have any delay when I was doing mine. None. Zero.
You got to be on point, ready to react.
Was that you who called in and gave me all those crank calls back in the day?
No, I was good. I called and talk about bleeding fish a lot. You still bleed the fish you're going to eat?
I don't do that much, Willie. I used to, and then I just didn't. But it makes a difference in the color of the meat, and I don't know that it makes a difference in the flavor. Logic would tell it does, but I don't do it much. A lot of people do, though.
Sometimes it's hard to donate and have time to drop something off. What would I put on my check so this drive would be going back to credit your organization?
Fishing for Hope.
You can make the check to Metropolitan Ministries and then note on the bottom Fishing for Hope. Or if that's too much, you can just write it to Fishing for Hope.
Hang in there, guys. Hopefully we can have a fishing show similar to Florida Sportsman or what Frank Sargent used to do for us. Let's do that again at some point. Take care. Happy lines. Happy tie lines, and good talking with you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good to hear your voice, Willie. Have a great Thanksgiving, my friend.
Back at you.
All right, buddy. Love that guy. Great caller, great friend of the show. I wonder, and I've only had to do a little bit of it. Back when I first started doing Real Animals, we were with News Channel 8. And I had to do a couple of the daytime programs. We did a couple of, they'd have us in as a guest, talk about this event, that event, which took me from, a film crew on the boat filming you fishing and you getting to say something stupid and them just not putting it in the show, to doing live television like you did. And I don't think, or like Dylan, you do the same thing. I don't think people realize that's really, really hard. Live TV is a whole bigger challenge in my brain. And again, I've only had to do a little bit of it. You two do a lot of it. That whole live TV thing where you're on cue, like, okay, the light's green, now you got to go, and you can't screw it up. That's pretty impressive from both of you.
I never felt like it was hard. If you're talking about something that
right,
it wasn't hard. And I could lead. I like live TV. You could lead the way the show goes. If it went off track, you could just lead it right back. Or if I was talking to my guest and he was off, going off on track, I could lead him right back in. And I felt like you control the show.
But you never did it the other way. So you only knew one way.
I only knew live TV.
That's what I'm saying. You only knew it live.
Yeah.
So that's why you think it's so easy. You know what I'm saying?
It was a challenge.
Oh, for sure. I gotta believe
get
that.
some of Dylan's jackwagons that call in and two or three
Why
times.
are they Dylan's?
Well, you're the first one that uses that
I
term.
come to mind?
No, they don't belong to you. But I always thought that I had the last say.
Right.
He could never win.
Yeah.
Because I had the last say.
Yeah.
And there were two or three guys that I had to put down. I just had to hammer them right there, but nicely.
Yeah.
But it wasn't hard.
Live TV, a challenge. There's no doubt about it.
My thing with it is if you get thrown off, like something happens, for example, this past week doing the live segment with Fox 13, the audio went out. So I couldn't hear the other half of the show, the people in the studio. Russell was coming in, but he would talk and I'd hear a second and then it cut out for 2 or 3 seconds. So I couldn't hear what he was saying. So I had to just guess at the timing. And then you're thinking about that and you're trying to think about what you want to say. So it can throw you off a little bit. And then if you let that bother you, you'll just fall apart. Yeah. So that's the trickiest part for me, is just in your head getting over any rocky moments or any falters and moving on.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I think kudos to both of you, because live TV to me was, again, I didn't do a lot of it, and I had done it the other way first. By the time I had to go sit and do it live, I'm so used to being able to say something stupid and getting a do-over that it was a little more stressful. So I don't think I ever screwed it up too bad, but good stuff. We got Richard on the South Shore up here on the other side. It's a Fishing for Hope Saturday. We'll be back talking fishing on the other side, 970 WFLA.
I was in charge. I was interviewing. I was the interviewer,
right?
Or I was just talking. When somebody's interviewing you, like you were talking, they can just ask the stupidest questions that weren't really what we were trying to say.
Sure.
And that was a little awkward at times because you didn't want to make them look like a jerk. I thought, but.
And that's how it's always been for me. I was always being interviewed. It was never me just talking fishing, which I think is. It's like the radio. I bring in somebody as a guest, and they're like, "Oh my God, I was so nervous." And I'm thinking, "There's nothing to it." But I've been doing it for 23 years. It's different. There's nothing. And I'm sure that the live TV is, once you do it and you get comfortable and get a rhythm, it's probably the same deal. But I know a couple times I've done it. I've probably done it 4 or 5 times in my career. It's a little bit of a.
I would talk to them, the people that would come on. I'm nervous, Jim. I've never been on TV. But I said, look, it's just pretend like it's me and you sitting on the back of the boat talking fishing.
100%.
I'm not going to ask you anything you don't know.
I tell people here too, same thing. Yeah, same deal.
I'm gonna ask you questions that I know you know, but the people out there don't know, and they want to hear what your take is on how to go whitebait or a shrimp or whatever the question was.
Yeah.
So just roll with it, have fun with it, and who was the number one guy? Troy Sapp. Remember Troy from Tartar Springs?
Yeah.
Troy, I would talk to him like this, but Troy would be looking down at this clear glass table with some stuff underneath it like this, and I would talk to him, and there'd be a delay, and so Wes was talking to me on the earphone, and he says, "I think Troy's fucked up," and I mean, like what? He says, "He's either stoned or drunk," and after the show ended, we got up talking. He was fucking hammered. He was smelling vodka like you couldn't believe. And he was so nervous that he got hammered before the show. He would never look me in the eye. He was looking, and his head was cockeyed, and he was looking like this, and I'm over here.
My dad was in town, Dylan, and my dad worked for Mercury Outboards. And Bill's affiliation with Mercury was so tight. My dad ran the prop division for Mercury, and Bill jumped all over having Dad on the show. My dad was so excited.
It was fun.
Got to sit there and talk about props and all that stuff. And then I'll never forget it. So the next day, Dad and I go to the boat ramp, and we're going fishing. Mm-hmm. And I'm back in the boat down. My dad's standing there, and a guy goes, "Dude, you're the prop guy. I saw you on TV last night." Bro, we got home that night. My dad goes racing on the back porch. My mom is sitting out there with Beth. Honey, somebody recognized me from the TV show last night. It was unbelievable. I'm the prop guy. He thought it was so cool, man. He thought that shit was so cool.
I thought it was a great show.
It was a great show.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
People have no idea the technicalities of props and the balance and the pull and the push and all that kind of stuff.
A little bit of a pitch changes everything.
My dad had a prop guy that could rub his fingers on a prop and tell you if it was in tune or out of tune.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
My dad said he was like no guy he'd ever seen.
Wizard.
Said guys would come to him they'd send him props from all over the country, the pros, to get him tuned because he could tune it and get it in to where nobody else could get it. They'd get maximum capability out of that prop that he would tune.
Props are crazy, man.
Yeah.
3-blade, 4-blade.
Oh.
He's aggressive pitch. It's wild.
One of the good things about me going skeeter is my boys are tied to, the tournament scene still, so I didn't have to do a whole lot of homework on the other stuff. Rickard so dialed into that boat.
So, here's what you need.
Yeah. Rickard was like, I'm going to order you this prop. That's the prop you want. I'm like, okay, yeah, do that. If there's anything else you can think of you'd be putting on your 24 skeeter, just order it for mine.
When do you get that boat?
It's here. So the boat showed up, and it came with a skeeter trailer, and the trailer was bad. They bent something on the front of it, and Ryan wasn't happy with it. So he sent the trailer back, so I haven't been able to get it over to Sanchez Brothers to get the tower put in it. Here. We've got a very short segment. We've got about a minute and a half, because we went over on the last segment. So we're just going to do a plug here, and then I've got Richard on the South Shore, Captain Jim Fogel for our safe boating tip of the week here on the other side. We'll let you guys hang there for a minute. That way we can actually talk to you. Putting a shout out to our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. By now you know they're the name you can trust. Nobody does it better. Flat, metal, tile, doesn't matter what kind of roof, shingles, they do it all, and they do it better than the rest. 1-888-397-ROOF is your phone number for a free estimate, or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Again, really, really good people. I just trust them. I've been on the phone. I've been on the boat with David Torres and his daughters. Great family guy. Just a really cool dude. When he did the estimate at Ben's house, Ben was blown away. Ben's been in the construction business for a very, very, very long time, and he said he couldn't believe how much time and detail and energy David put in looking at the sunlights in. He's got those, the big sun openings in his older roof there in North Tampa, and he said he just couldn't believe how much detail and time they put into trying to make sure that they got that right, so they didn't have any issues. So people you can trust at Affordable Roofing Systems. Again, 1-888-397-ROOF. Give them a call today, get that free estimate. Again, we've got Richard on the South Shore, our good friend Captain Jim Fogel with our Visit St. Pete Clearwater Safe Boating Tip of the Week on the other side. We'll be back, 970 WFLA. We'll get these two calls in, and then we'll dive into the Fishing for Hope plug here for the rest of it.
Where Justin Moore ties his boat up in Boca Grande, almost right next to mine. It's a good cast with a spinning rod. I can put it in his boat. And so I watch him come in and out. He sees us over there, and we always stop on the way out, and chat and talk. And he's a good dude.
He's a good kid. He really is.
He always says when I go by, "You need any bait?" Because he keeps plenty of bait. And I said, "Yeah, if you give me a dozen crabs, that'd be fine." He gets these scoopers and just
the Belmont Beach Resort thing for
scoops these things in. 3-4 dozen crabs.
He's a great guy. I've been really, really impressed with him. Really impressed. And it's funny because there'll be 20 of us out there tarpon fishing, and I'll get a phone call.
He fishes daylight to dark down there.
It's hard.
And
he's like,
I can't be on the boat that long.
He's like Scott too. Well, he's young still, but he's like Scott was too. Now his core group of clients is so strong, and they pay good money, and they tip good, and they take care of him, and he's worth every penny of it.
Yeah.
The morning of the redfish that he was in there where I was headed, he had already caught tarpon on the beach. It was 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I looked at Josh. I'm like, for God's sakes, what time did he get here? And he came from Anna Maria. I'm like, damn,
he
Justin,
he gets around.
You're making us look bad. Well, he travels.
We were talking to him one day late in the summer. We like fish tarpon up in the bay, and he calls. Hey, I just want to let you know, there's plenty of tarpon up off Ballast Point. Ballast Point? Oh yeah, I was up there up there yesterday.
Yeah,
and we got shit out of him up there. Ballast Point.
He covers a lot.
And I know he fishes from Anna Maria up to you, up to Ruskin.
Yeah, he covers
all that.
He covers a lot of water. I had a buddy of mine, dear friend of mine I've been playing ball with for years. Todd Ellis owns an electrical company. Somebody invited him on the boat. He called me in the afternoon. He was like, "Hey, dude, I just got off a charter." I'm like, "Really? You went on a charter?" He goes, "Yeah, I just got an invite." He doesn't, he doesn't have a boat. Fished off his dock a little bit in South St. Pete, but he's like, "Yeah, he's a buddy of yours." I'm like, "Yeah, who are you with?" He goes, "Justin Moore." I go, "Yeah, how was that?" He goes, "Dude, everywhere we went, we caught fish." I'm like, "You're with Justin Moore? No shit." That's how it works.
Mm-hmm. In the wintertime, he used to cast that mullet, and nobody could catch any more mullet than him. Nobody.
Well, him and TJ work together too. Yeah. TJ's the other one. TJ's that's the very, very best fisherman on the west coast of Florida that I've met. The very best, and there's a lot of really good ones. I'm talking about the very best, the elite of the elite.
TJ.
Are mullet guys, though.
Oh, mullet guy. Yeah, sure.
They're mullet guys. Every one of them. They learn to read mullet in the dark. What those fish are doing in the dark. How easy is it to figure out what fish are doing in the daylight when you can read what mullet are doing in the dark?
Commercial fishermen as a whole are the best fishermen there are.
Instinctual. So instinctual. That's why Billy's so good. He's instinctual. Billy's instinctual. Jamie Goodwin, instinctual. TJ Stewart, instinctual. Justin, instinctual. I fished next to them guys so many times, and I fished with them so many times, filming and all that. It's crazy. And that's why I tell people all the time, I'm a pretty good fisherman. I catch a lot of fish. But there's a whole nother level of guy that's just an instinctual freak. And I can tie almost every single one of them to commercial mullet fishing. Such a talented bunch.
Keep looking over there at this screen. I can't even tell all the stations we got on there. I'm just looking at all kinds of shit going on over there.
That's crazy, dude.
I've seen Hubbard's on there 2 or 3 times already.
Dylan has that set up so he can see himself in his live fishing reports all the time.
Yeah, Fox 13 plays that fishing report in the morning a lot.
Yeah, they do. Smart.
Yeah. We do the live one Friday, and they put it on their website, and it's one of the most clicked pieces for the weekend.
Really?
Yeah, they feature it on their app. If you open up their app on a Friday or Saturday morning, it's one of the top 3. Pretty cool.
Unlike the idiot that runs this place. Fishing's just a niche. It's really
just a niche.
It's not that big a deal. Idiot. Welcome back. If you're looking for a great destination to take your family for a fantastic fresh seafood meal with a great view, check out the Friendly Fisherman Seafood Restaurant. Back under the management of the Hubbard's family, the same family that's been serving up the best fishing and dining experiences in Madeira Beach for nearly a century. Whether you're local or visiting, come see what's new today at the Friendly Fisherman. Let's go to the phones here, rattle through some calls. Captain Bill Miller, hooked on fishing, is our guest here this morning. Let's go to Richard on the South Shore. Richard, how are you, my friend? Thanks for hanging on through the break.
I just engaged in one of my many hobbies, looking for the coffee cup I just set down.
That's hilarious.
heard you guys talking about the mullet, and on the canal outside the house here, there's been a lot of mullet this year, big ones.
That's good.
They were there a couple of times, and it even got me interested in. I figured I'd try to get one to smoke. I've had a lot of the smoked mullet, but I never smoked any myself. So I went down to Mahoney's and bought a cast net. And he told me it was a left-handed cast net, but I'm not so sure that he was telling the truth.
Well, love those left-handed
I was going to
cast
say,
nets.
if you were looking for the truth out of Mahoney, I don't know what to tell you, my friend.
Well, he claims he can teach anybody to throw one, but when I kind of mentioned it a little bit, he just looked at me and shook his head. So,
How do you throw a cast net out of a kayak? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I'm firmly enscouched on the dock with that. I used to throw a little one out of a canoe, but I won't say I haven't gotten wet before. But as my brother would tell you, if you don't want to get wet, stay out of boats.
No doubt.
Amen.
True statement. True statement.
Yeah, sir. But anyway, big mullet up through here. Last weekend, my brother and I went out and we stowed up along one of these shorelines on the flats. And didn't do too much. We hit a little bitty hole by an oyster bar and plugged it. Didn't do any good. And he threw a spoon in there. And on the first shot, he got a nice snook that parted ways with a spoon there about 3 or 4 foot from the boat.
Oh, no.
I didn't tie the knot, so, I'm absolved there. But tied on another spoon and threw in. On the second throw, he got like a 30-inch red.
Wow.
Nice. There's some fish out there.
Yeah.
And I got it like close to a 30-inch red a couple of weeks ago. So there's some big reds out there. They don't seem to be in schools or anything, but they're hanging out.
Yeah, we're looking forward
Good
to it.
news.
We're out there this week trying to catch them up before the holiday. So hopefully we can put our clients on a few. We'll see what happens.
All right. Turn them up.
All right, buddy. Hey, have a happy Thanksgiving, Richard. We appreciate you, buddy.
Okay, bud. See y'all later.
All right,
See you,
buddy. Good stuff. Hopefully he finds that coffee cup. Let's check in with our good friend, Captain Jim Fogel, our safe boating tip of the week, brought to you by our good friends at Visit St. Pete Clearwater. Jim Fogel, what's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. Hey, Captain Bill. Good
morning,
to hear
Jim.
from you.
Good to hear you, buddy.
How you been?
Terrific.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, I want to talk about a little beach re-nourishment project underway at Indian Rocks Beach. If you're out there in that vicinity, Indian Rocks, stay away from those dredges and stay away from those pumps. They've got pipes running for long ways right under the water, and they'll tear up your boat.
Been there, done that.
They got a big one at John's Pass right now blocking the channel. It's super fun.
That might be the same one. Yeah, you really got to watch out. They don't have the best reputation for putting lights and signals out where they're.
I have to give the guys there's 2 different dredge companies working right now, and the guys in John's Pass is Gator Dredging, and they do a really good job. It's really well lit and all that good stuff, but still, even well lit doesn't really help, especially these foggy mornings. Even if you follow like the exact standards, it's still real confusing if you don't know what a dredge looks like. And in our area, a lot of people aren't familiar with what they look like, so it can be very confusing in the morning.
Yep. No doubt.
Yeah, any kind of nighttime boating or boating in bad visibility is going to be a problem if you're around there. Also, Coast Guard down in the Keys and the edge of around Miami, and actually off of not too far off of Cortez, they've been working some questionable boaters that appear to not have their credentials. So they're out there trying to keep us safe, keep the illegals out.
Yeah.
We need to give them a pat on the back for that.
Amen to that.
All right. That's about all I got today. You guys keep up the good work. Bill, you stay there as long as you can, man. They always need, they need that backup.
Supervision. We need supervision.
These guys know what they're doing. They don't need me. Thank you, Jim. Good hearing from you, buddy.
All right, Jimmy.
Take care. For the Coast Guard Auxiliary in St. Pete, Jim Fogel. Be safe out there.
Thanks,
buddy.
Good stuff for sure. Take one more call here, then we're going to talk about our Fishing for Hope food drive today at Metropolitan Ministries, 9 to 1. Let's check in with another Bay Area. Bill Miller gets on and we just draw. It does. It just calls him in. It's like a magnet. The great Captain Greg DeVault joining us. What up, G?
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Doing good, buddy.
Saw Greg Duvall on Facebook. He's got this young babe wrapped all around him as his cover photo. It's pretty nice.
He's smart, yeah.
You're fishing guy. The babe's just flack to you.
That's not me.
That's you.
That's an imposter.
Oh, that's you. I
I'll
saw
have to
it.
find that one. I haven't seen that picture.
Yeah, look, it popped up on my screen the other day.
That's probably his pretty bride. That's probably who it was.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's who it
anyway.
was.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that's who it was. How you doing, my friend? How's your bite up there?
I'm good. It's actually, the last week has been actually really, really, really good. I think that cold front that we had, that cold air we had kind of pushed everything into the mouths of the creeks. And I'm actually sitting here with the airboat behind me getting ready to go. My client slept in a little bit this morning, but we got a mid-morning low tide, so we're in good shape. But yeah, it's been very good. The fish are grouped up a little more, and the warm air that we're getting now is going to start moving them back out to the mouths and on the outer edges. But yeah, the fishing's been just short of spectacular.
So where do you have the? Bill's showing me the picture. It's your bride. You're safe, Greg. You're safe. So where if people wanted to come up there and fish with you, what's the best place? What's the best area do you think for them to book a hotel and best time of year to book a trip to come up there? Because I was just there up by you and the fishing was fantastic.
Yeah. So the best, obviously we're Perry is the closest town. We've actually got lodging we've got 2 big RVs that we have right on our property that I have clients come up and they stay in them, and then they just jump in the truck, and we fish a couple different ramps up here. We've got the Econfina ramp on the Econfina River, then Keaton Beach, and Spring Warrior. So depending kind of where we're going, what we're wanting to do, and everything like that, we fish out of one of those 3 areas. But as far as lodging, like I said, for my clients and people wanting to come up and go fishing, we've got everything we need right at our house. They can stay right there, and if they want to stay in a hotel or something like that, Perry has a couple places, got a Holiday Inn, Hampton Inn, and stuff like that. That's 5-10 minutes from where we are.
Right. Great
Makes
breakfast. Great little breakfast joint. I was just up there, filmed a show with the 18KO skiff, and when I tell you it's a getaway, it's incredible. Like we saw like
gem.
3 or 4 boats all day long. And then of course, Bill and I were talking about fishy cats here on the west coast of Florida, and there might not be any fishier than Captain Greg DeVault, and we were all over a tremendous bite. Beautiful, beautiful area to go fish. I would highly recommend, if you're thinking about a great gift idea kind of outside the box for the holidays coming up, getting Greg scheduled, call him, book a trip, get a gift certificate for Christmas, and take somebody up there and really, really get to enjoy truly what's left on the west coast of Florida, of old Florida. It was a neat trip. I don't know that I recommend going to Greg's place to stay. And the only reason I say that is because you're going to want to buy property and live there, which is exactly what Beth said when I said I'm going up to see Greg DeVault. She's like, oh, God, here we go. You're going to be on a tear, wanting to buy property and move out of town again. I'm like, yeah, and that's exactly what happened. As I drove on the property and Greg walked towards my truck, I was like, I don't even know if I want to talk to you. It's such a beautiful piece of property.
Yeah, it's a special area up here, and I think I've always been able to catch fish because I've always been able to move to areas that had a lot of fish, so that always helps. So it's not always the expertise in the angler; it's knowing what area to be in is what makes it good a lot of times. Well, but we're blessed up here. It's quiet. We've got 30-40 miles of shoreline with nothing but marsh, not a building in sight, and that's what I love.
It's really spectacular.
Yeah, wondering why you moved out of Tampa Bay.
Yeah, when I come back to see y'all and do the shows and stuff like that, I hit that. The worst thing is just the traffic.
Yeah,
I love seeing everybody down there and still have a lot of friends and family down there, but man, that traffic just wears me out.
Understood. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you, G, and make a trip up there and catch some fish with you.
The best way to get a hold of us now, if you go on, we're starting up, we're getting all our IT stuff going together, but if you go to Facebook and go to Real Florida Outdoors, and that's real just like you guys, REEL, Florida Outdoors. Phone number and everything to get a hold of us is right there on our Facebook page. There'll be a lot more coming here in the near future, but that is the best way to get a hold of us. You can kind of see what's going on and get a look at get a glimpse of the area and what we do before you ever get up here.
Nobody better. You and your bride have a happy Thanksgiving, my friend. Best to your family, and I appreciate you having us up there to get an episode of Real Animals that'll bust loose here come April 2026. And give us a call anytime. Let us know how it's going up there. All right, buddy?
Yeah, you guys are always welcome, man. It's great to hear from y'all.
All right, partner. Have a great day. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
See you later, Greg.
You can also find him
See y'all later.
guidechecker.com.
Yeah, he's Guide Checker. Yeah, he's Guide Checker too. Great angler. Just another super fishy cat. So it is a Fishing for Hope Saturday. The Saturday before Thanksgiving has been traditionally now for, what do we figure, almost 25 years. 25 years. We talked to the great Frank Sargent, because Frank Sargent was part of the very first one of these, along with the great late Captain Mel Berman. And so we came up with about 25 years of Fishing for Hope with Metropolitan Ministries. So it's a pretty special event, and we hope to see everybody out there today. Again, Bill, what do people need to be thinking about bringing?
And remember, it's 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., 2609 North Rome Avenue. The Metropolitan Ministries Holiday Tent is where you're going to see us.
Exactly right. Well, easy thing is frozen turkeys, frozen hams, things like that. The staple of a good Thanksgiving dinner, canned beans, soups, rice, potatoes, gravy, dessert mixes, yams, cereal, cranberry sauce, and my favorite, peanut butter. And you know what? If you don't feel like going by the grocery store, you can come by and drop off a gift card, or you can write a check.
Cash?
Cash. We take cash for sure. If you're going to write a check, you can make it out to Metropolitan Ministries and note on the bottom, Fishing for Hope. But whatever you feel like coming by and donating, it'll be put to good use. There's a lot of people that have a lot of need right now.
I mention it every year. I think about it every year, every time this comes up, every time we talk about it. I can't imagine, a world where you wake up in the morning and you open the pantry, you open the fridge, and there's nothing there. And unfortunately, in today's world, we have too much of that. And that's where Metropolitan Ministries really steps up and really helps a lot of families. And it's sometimes it's just weird circumstances that lead these people to these tough times. It's not lazy. It's not, sometimes you think, oh, you just don't go get it. Well, sometimes they're going to get it and bad stuff happens. They get sick, they lose a job, the company they worked for goes out of business. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now that can make things, turn people's worlds upside down. I did a show years ago when Keith Overton and I were doing Real Dream Makers, and we did a show with a family out of Metropolitan Ministries that was living for 3 months out of their car. A family, not just a guy or a gal, but a husband, a wife, and their kid. I had the opportunity to get them on the boat and then interview them about Metropolitan Ministries and what they did. And the guy told me, he said, almost in tears, he was like, I can't tell you the great things that Metropolitan Ministries did. They brought him in, gave him a little place to live, got him set up, fed him, got him cleaned up, got the resume tidied up, got them a job, got them back on their feet, and helped them turn their lives around and get things going the right direction. And that's what happened to him. His company shut down, just everything went south. They couldn't pay the bills. Next thing you know, they're out on the street. They're living in their car. No food, no money. I mean, just imagine that. And that's what, to me, just opens my heart to this event so much, because it can happen to anyone. It can happen really quick. And it shouldn't be happening in a country as strong and wonderful as the United States of America, but it does happen. And this is an opportunity for us to give back right here.
Amen.
Well said. And if they want to know more, stories like you, Mike, that you just said, you can go to metromen.org, metromen.org, and read the story and look at the programs and read the testimonies from people just like that you took out on the boat. It's a great story, a great place. I'm honored to be associated with this.
Me
the
too.
last 25 years.
Yeah, we take it for granted. We take so much for granted in our busy lives. We have so much, in excess. Beth and I we think about it all the time. We just, sometimes we throw away more food than some of these people see, and it's a horrible thought that, again, and I remember, I talk about this all the time too, Thanksgiving for me was such a cool holiday. Everybody came to our house. My mom made this big spread. We had all the relatives over, and we would watch football, and they would play cards and, have a few cocktails, and it was this big family experience. I can't imagine being a child and not having that, but unfortunately, there's some kids that just don't have the means. So this is our opportunity to give back again. 9 to 1 today, Metropolitan Ministries, 2609 North Rome Avenue, the Holiday Tent. Come on out and see us, make a donation, be part of making a difference in the Tampa Bay community.
Amen.
We got to take a short break here. We're wrapping things up on the other side. We'll be back, 970 WFLA.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just search Reese.
That could be anybody, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was
It can
some
happen
lazy
fast.
piece of shit. Yeah. It can, just like that. He's got a kid, a wife. She lost her job, so she wasn't working. Then he lost his job.
And what people
just went south.
The other one too is like the health stuff.
Yeah.
You can come down, like, especially in a family, if you got one breadwinner, something happens health wise, then all of a sudden the family's without an income stream. Things can go south quick.
That sends us down another retarded path of just how expensive healthcare and all that help is for those people. It's ridiculous.
They tell plenty of stories at Metro Men about people who were donors last year are waiting in line now to get food and help the next year.
For sure.
For things just like what you
bet.
said.
I mean, it really opened my eyes, because I was always a firm believer in, you go get yours. You know what I mean? I didn't come from my family didn't have a whole bunch of money, so I didn't come from anything. I had to go to the military and kind of make my own way. So I'm always like, hey, there's no excuse. Well, unfortunately, the reality is there are some excuses. Sometimes it just happens. It happens to good people.
A fellow that called in, funny guy that was talking about losing his coffee cup.
Richard on the South Shore.
He talked about he threw out a gold spoon.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, the gold spoon, weedless, is one of the most underrated, oldest school baits there is that catches the shit out of fish.
No doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody has the new MirrOlure, the new DOA, the new all this kind of stuff. If you'll just reach in there and pull out a gold spoon, weedless gold spoon, now you got to put a little snap swivel, a little swivel up front, or it'll twist your line up. You don't need anything to catch. It catches trout, redfish, snook, mackerel, ladyfish, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great lure.
The story I tell about gold spoons at my seminars all the time, I can't remember what year it was, but Jeff Totten and I were fishing Titusville on the Redfish Tournament Trail. And everyone at the hotel kept saying gold spoons. And I hated throwing gold spoons all day long. I'm like, I can't do it. I have to work a bait. I can't do it. There's no way. They got to be eating something else. So for 3-4 days, I'm throwing and throwing. We're seeing fish. We're not catching shit. And I'm like, I'm not doing it, dude. I'm going to figure out what they're eating. I'm going back and forth to Walmart, going to all the tackle stores, buying different lures. First day of the tournament, we zero. I'm like, fuck it. Tying a gold spoon on tomorrow. I'm going to throw this bitch all freaking day tomorrow. I'm never going to put it down. We had the third heaviest weight of the tournament. We caught 37 redfish, and I caught a 13-pound flounder in Mosquito Lagoon on a gold spoon.
A 13-pound
He was,
flounder?
dude, I literally put him in the live well of my 22 Century Bay boat, and it covered the whole bottom of the live well.
That's crazy.
I thought it was a redfish when I stuck it. I went, ooh, there he is, dog. And I'm like, no, that's not him. Because, they kind of, I'm like, nope, that's not a redfish. Dude, his biggest, Jeff Totten, who was a great fisherman on the west coast of Florida, he's like, dude, that's the biggest flounder I've ever seen. I put it in the live well, and then finally I released it because I'm like, that's bad luck. We don't ever kill a fish on tournament day. It's just bad luck for tournament fishing. He was gargantuan, bro. He was that big. He was huge.
Crazy.
He was huge. Unbelievable. But gold spoons after that. I never fished a redfish tournament without a gold spoon after that. Never. I'm like, you stubborn jackwagon. Had you thrown gold spoons, you'd have been in the money in this tournament. Instead, you caught 2 fish on day 2, which did you no good. You still ended up out of the top 50.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. It really is. Covers water. Oh, John in Tampa.
You want me to do the read? The doc serve read?
Yeah, do it quick because I got a caller if you want to try to get him in.
Shout out to our friends over at DocServe. Remember, at Hubbard's Marina, keeping our fleet running safely and smoothly is the backbone of everything we do. That's why we partner with our friends at DocServe. They are a mobile marine mechanic team that is responsive, knowledgeable, and always right there when we need them. They are premier mobile marine mechanics, offering service on Yamaha or Mercury outboards, plus they handle marine electronics and even popular trolling motors. Reach them today at 813-807-7676 or visit them online at DocServe without the E, so DocServ.us to get linked up with our great team. Great people. They do free diagnostics. They have a membership program. Can't say enough good things.
No doubt. I want to put a shout out to, and I know we've been talking to him all morning here, but Captain Bill Miller. There's so many of us guides on the bay now that owe a great deal of gratitude to Captain Bill Miller. His time doing what he loved to do here on Tampa Bay opened a lot of doors for a lot of us, myself included. I was able to be a guest on Bill's show a couple times. He really helped me out. He was the lead dog when I first got in this game 25 years ago, and without all the great things you did, there's a lot of us that wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you.
Amen.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Had a great life.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Super blessed to have you as a friend and as a mentor. And, when you were trying to figure out how to be a professional at what you did, you only had to look at Bill and the way he handled himself and carried himself in the industry. And it helped a lot of us out. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels that way. So we appreciate you, brother, big time.
Thank you
no
very
doubt.
much.
Great job you did.
Thank you.
Great job. And
My
we're going to do
my
a
pleasure.
great job today at Metropolitan Ministries. Again, another great thing that Captain Bill Miller started with Frank Sargent and Captain Mel Berman. And we're going to be there today, 9 to 1, Metropolitan Ministries, 2609 North Rome Avenue. Like Dylan, our tech-savvy kid over here, said, you can just Google the Metropolitan Ministries holiday tent and the address will come up. He hates it when I give out the addresses. So.
I was laughing at tech-savvy kid.
Well, you're still a kid. Tell him, Bill. Tell us he's still a kid, right?
Don't make Bill get in on your dirty. I've had to be nice to you all day.
That's right, and I appreciate it. You're going to have to continue till at least 1 o'clock today, too, because we're going to be out in public.
Her and I will gang up on you.
Great. Don't be putting thoughts in her head there. Jason Behringer, we appreciate you, my friend, very much. Thank you for everything you do, making this show go. We thank everybody who called in and those that joined us on the Facebook Live feeds at Hubbard's and Real Animals.
We appreciate y'all. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m., we got the live stream show every Sunday night, giving away $1,500 in free trips. Also, tomorrow morning, 7 to 9, WDAE 620 Real Animal Sunday. Don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy. We'll see you today.
Yeah, see everybody out there. Metropolitan Ministries, Fishing for Hope. Old Salts is going to be there. Pro Marine, come on out and join us. Love to see you guys. Tight lines, everybody. Have a great day. We're out.
Was paid for by Real Animals Fishing.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in and hanging out and joining us on the stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll see you today at Metropolitan Ministries Holiday Tent over there on North Rome Avenue in Tampa. All three of us, the Old Salts crew, the Pro Marine crew, Bobby Woodard, and maybe my wife and kids will be there too. So it's going to be a good time.
Miss Beth's going to join us. I know that for sure.
Mike's better half. Can't beat that.
Yeah, no, she'll be out there to give us all a hard time. And if you can't make it, like Bill said during the show, you can make a donation. Doesn't have to be today. We'd love to see you out there today. But try to get by Metropolitan Ministries here before the holidays. We got Thanksgiving, and then they get hit right again with Christmas. Same scenario for Christmas with a lot of families needing help this time of year. So if for some reason you can't do it, maybe you're out of town or you're going out of town for the holiday, don't forget that Christmas is right around the corner, and Metropolitan Ministries is a great place to donate some time and energy.
See you later, guys. Thank you.
Good stuff.
President of the association